Hey Junkman, what kind of video we're doing today?
I'm gonna do a video on the fun toys inside bubblegum machines back in the 80s.
Toys? Inside of what?
What? You didn't have bubblegum machines on home?
I mean, we had snowball machines, but we didn't have gum machines. Or even quarters.
You didn't even have quarters?
No, we don't have pockets. Where would we store our quarters?
Let's look at some toys found inside bubblegum machines.
Welcome back to the junk room.
It's me, everybody, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video because it's 8 o'clock on a Friday. Maybe you're home like me, doing nothing on a Friday. 3 videos, Monday through Friday, 12, 5, and 8, all times Eastern. But you know that already. Weekends kind of random if I get bored. And what are we... Oh, set the 5 o'clock short. That's 7 days a week at 5 o'clock. Anyway, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're just going to reminisce, kind of. It's not a history lesson or anything. Sorry about that bad edit there. My camera just all of a sudden wanted to act like a 7th grader that played t-ball. And not only that, I didn't hit record, and I did about almost half the video talking to a camera that wasn't even on record. Sorry about that. So what are we going to talk today? No real history lesson or anything. We're just going to talk bubblegum machines. Do you remember bubblegum machines? This was our last chance shopping with our parents to get a toy at a store. Let's say if you went to Zayre's, or you could have went to AIM, or you could have went to Walmart, Kmart, TJ&Y, maybe you even went to Revco. They even have them there. Let's say you was walking around the toy store all day with your guardian, your parents, your grandma, somebody, and you wanted a toy, and you kept saying, buy me this, buy me that, get me this, get me that, and they wouldn't get you a damn thing. Oh, wait for Christmas, it's too soon to Christmas. Well, you go to the checkout, pay for the stuff the parents get. They never had to ask anybody, they just bought it. And you're walking out the store, and right by the store was always about 6 bubblegum machines. Now we call them bubblegum machines, but there were toys in these things, although there was some bubblegum also. And this was your last chance. Buy me something. It only would cost, these machines, sometimes they were a penny. They were penny bubblegum machines. Remember that? They were nickels and dimes and quarters, and then sometimes it seemed like around the late 80s we got 50-cent machines, and then 75-cent machines. And then it was all over for it. We were talking $1.50, $2 bubblegum machines in the 90s. It was just too much then. But good thing about these, even if your parents wouldn't give you a nickel or dime to put in, you would use your own money. That wasn't much. Of course, I didn't have an allowance. I don't know anybody ever had an allowance. That was some Leave It to Beaver shit. I don't know anyone that had an allowance growing up. Did you? I don't know. I know some kids that would get it 1 week or 2 weeks, and their parents just kind of forget about it, and they forget doing whatever they do to earn it, and it would be going out the window. It was like a good concept. It just disappeared. But these bubblegum machines were your last chance. And not only did they have toys, they had gum. They had like Mike and Ike's, probably just the Ike's without the Mike, because there's only a nickel or 10 cent, one of the two. There was always some kind of bubble gums, little square bubble gums that would lose its flavor in about 45 seconds. Remember that? The square bubble gum came in all different colors. But probably what we wanted the most out of these were the toys. Remember the toys in these? What I wanted really bad, or at least for a while, was plastic football helmets. Remember these? For some reason, I'm not a sports guy. I've never been to sports, but for some reason around, I don't know, 2nd, 3rd grade, I was really into the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, not really into them. I didn't watch them on TV or anything, but I won a Mean Joe Green jersey. I think that's what got me in. I had a little cap on the back of it was a piece of rubber under the cap of a Coca-Cola bottle. You peel it up and you go in, and I won a shirt or a jersey of Mean Joe Green. And I wore this thing out, and I loved this. I had some shoes that was black and yellow. I had I don't know if it was an official jacket, but I had a Pittsburgh Steelers jacket. Guy at school used to call me Steeler. He was always, hey, Steeler, man, did you see the game this week, man? Did you see? What'd you think? I said, yeah, man, that Mean Joe Green, he got a good home run. And the guy would just scratch his head and be like, what's the junk kid talking about? So for about a year, I was into the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I wanted so bad to get one of these plastic helmets of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but never happened. Never happened. I got a lot of Indian Redskin. The Redskins. Can I say that? I'm going to get demonetized. You got a lot of Redskin. I always wanted the Falcons just because I'm from Georgia. Never got the Falcons. It seemed like it was the Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys were the two big ones in there. They got that one a lot. Or a lot of times, you would get one that was just missing the sticker. I remember getting something that was missing a sticker on. You didn't even know what it was from. But another thing that was really big in these were rings. Remember the plastic rings? They were crap. This is what you'd be like, oh, I got a girl toy. Ugh. And usually they would have a piece of cardboard with the cool stuff taped on the cardboard. And it was never really inside the machine, or if it was like one or two, you could see it in there, but you knew it was nowhere near the bottom, so you wasn't going to get it. And you turned the thing, click, click it. You would hold your hand out, lift that little flap, that little plastic ball would fall out. And you could tell by the size of that plastic ball if you got something good. If it was the big fat plastic ball with the lid on it, you got something probably pretty good. If you got the little ball with the plastic lid on it, you would get some crap like a ring. So you get it, you look at it, and you're like, oh, freak, a ring. Ugh. It might end up in the trash before you even get to the car. Or, if you're lucky, it was a ring, but it was like a spider ring that looked like a spider. Ooh, remember that. Also, I remember whistles I remember machines with whistles in it. These were all plastic whistles. Came with a string, you put it around your neck. Whistles were fun for about, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. Or usually by the time you were at home, you blow the whistle in the back seat. You blow that whistle so much, your dad usually slams on brakes just so you would swallow it, so he wouldn't have to deal with you anymore. I remember that. I can remember one machine, I think it was at Zaire's, it might not have been Zaire's, I think it was at Zaire's, had mini Coke cans. I don't know if they were just Coke, but it was Pepsi, probably Mellow Yellow, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb, whatever it was. It was like little cans. It wasn't nothing in them, but I always wanted these. And I can't remember if I ever got any, but I always like walking by and say, oh man, another little can. I always liked that. And I remember some He-Man erasers. Erasers were really big in this thing. I did a whole video about my adventure trying to get a He-Man eraser. It was a lot of fun. He-Man erasers. I remember that. Plastic animals was really big. That was always a real big thing. Cows and goats. Maybe it's because I'm in the South. Maybe you up north had, I don't know, something else. Bison maybe. I'm not really sure. But I can also remember this one machine had a neck. I don't know if it was a necklace or what, but I remember it said the Force. I wanted it because it said the Force on it. So anytime I saw something that could be kind of Star Wars related inside these bubblegum machines, couldn't believe it. The Force. I wanted this thing really bad. Never did get it. I'm not sure if it was a pin or a necklace, but it said that on it. I can remember a lot of keychains. That was always a big little thing that would hook to your keys. I don't know. Most people buying stuff out of the bubblegum machine back then didn't have keys. It always seemed like there was always a roulette table, which seemed kind of odd for a machine for kids. Roulette table. Kids know anything about roulette? And I'm not really sure. Ooh, put all my money on black. I always would put all my money on green, 00 green. My grandma used to have an ashtray that was a roulette table. You push the button and it spins. Oh, I love that thing. I love playing that. That was a lot of fun. I hadn't thought about that in years. Probably the biggest thing in these machines was the rubber ball. Remember playing with the rubber ball? On the picture, always had a house, and here's the ball bouncing over the house. And you probably could bounce it. I don't know if you get over the house. You probably get on top of the house. Depends on how high your house was. These things were awesome. You throw them down, they would bounce like crazy. I love these little balls. I can remember chewing on them. For some reason I like to chew on stuff. I remember chewing on Han Solo's Hoth feet. But you chew on these, and it's really good to chew on until they broke in half. Oh, and they make that squeaking noise. Sometimes I take that one half and rub it on my teeth just so I can hear that squeaking noise. It was like one of those noises that you just hated, make your skin crawl, but you just had to do it, get it just right. It was pretty awesome. So that was pretty big. And one thing I remember really big in these machines was slime. Remember the green slime? Now I think later we started to just buy them in the toy store with the jacked up price, but they were always about $1, and it was slime. You were like, oh man, I got slime. It was always awesome when you get slime. And it was really cool if you had got two things, and you got the slime, and you put your quarter in, and you got one of those plastic little animals like a goat or a cow, and you could put the slime on it. It was really cool. I loved getting the slime. The slime was awesome. I can remember some water guns, but they were like really tiny water. I mean, like 2 squirts. It was like, like a P-38. It was really small, and you had to. It was really hard to get water in. Almost needed like an eye drop lid thing to put water in. I can remember that, or it'd be just like a little plunger thing you would push with water. I can remember that. Erasers were big. Aliens. I can remember a lot of alien erasers and robots. They were really big. Mini camera would never work, but it looked like a camera. It would be about like this little mini thing. It was really cool. And although we had the bubblegum machines outside when you walked out, there's 2 that stick in my mind still to this day. One was the chicken machine. Remember these will drop out prizes inside of an egg, and it would have a chicken in the middle that was spinning around and go cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. It was kind of like this right here. I miss my real calling in life, to be the chicken inside the chicken egg machine. But it would drop down, and these were usually kind of bigger prizes, and they still were crap. But, you know, I think this machine was more 50 cents, where you put 2 quarters down and slide it in like that. Maybe even 75 cents, I don't know. But it seemed like you got a little bit more for your money with this machine here. And then somewhere the chicken machine disappeared, and all of a sudden it was the same concept of the machine, but instead of the chicken spinning around, it was Fred Flintstone. I don't know why. It was Fred Flintstone. He was spinning around. What would he say? Yabba dabba doo, like this right here.
Yabba dabba doo, 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 yabba dabba doo.
Before you say it, no, that wasn't the real Fred Flintstone. That was just me acting like Fred Flintstone. Okay, just wanted to let you know that. What else was it? I remember dice was all. They were always smaller than real dice, but I remember dice being in this thing. Monster heads. I remember monster heads always in it, like rubber monster heads. I don't know. But I'm curious what you guys found in the bubblegum machines. Do you remember? I can remember more asking or trying to get. I remember opening the little flap door and trying to stick my finger up in there, you know. Be like trying to stick my finger up in there. Kind of like Tiffany Wilcox at the arcade back in 1987 in the back corner. You just stick it up in there and try to get you a free ball. But never would get nothing free out of it. I can remember one time I opened it up with the flap and a ball just fell out. A plastic ball just fell out. Got all excited, opened it up, and there wasn't nothing inside of it. But anyway, let me know some of the toys you remember from the bubblegum machine, or maybe you're like, I'm not wasting my money on that. It's crap. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe you're like, I don't even like bubblegum machines, never even got them. Or maybe you're more for the gum. Maybe you went for the gum and the sweets out of it. Who knows? Let me know that in more of the comments. And as always, stop watching my content. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.